For South Dakota State, head coach Scott Nagy. Coach, comment, questions?
Well, I thought early in the game we did a great job of taking them out of what they had been running the past 4 games and won so many games. With the spread offense and the screen and roll type stuff, we did a really good job. We guarded it differently than most people guard it, and they struggled with it and had to go to different things. You know, and I don't know what it is, but really the last, you know, you look back, you go all the way back to about the Oakland game, we've really struggled about the last 4 minutes of the first half. You know, I don't know if it's our substitution patterns or what, we need to take a look at that, but it's kind of like we just go off a cliff right there. And we did again tonight. You know, we had a 20-point lead, and we kind of let them work their way back into it and get some confidence, and that's how the second half started. You know, unfortunately, Kai had a big game. I thought the biggest shot of the game was the 3 that Kai hit at the top of the key. I thought that was the biggest shot in the game.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, talk about Garrett. Looked like he was going to try and go and just couldn't.
Well, yeah, he was loose and ready, and we you know, and with him right now, all it takes is one wrong move, and I mean, it happened early, and I could tell right away. I could see it on his face, and I mean, just, you know, it's just like we got to get him out. And at halftime, they told me they had him loosened up again, and so we tried to go, but you know, I could tell the way he was shooting the ball, he just couldn't get it done. And you know, I don't know if he'll be able to play Saturday. Probably, I don't know. I hate for him not to be able to play on his last home game ever. At the same point, we also are going to need him for the tournament. You know, when you think about, you know, possibly if we can win, you know, trying to play 3 games in a row. I mean, he's just not in good shape right now. I mean, his body is just, we've ridden him hard, and it's caught up to him, I think.
Looking at the last 3 games, Coach, it's kind of been a struggle for the team. A bunch of heartbreakers, really. Was this kind of the boost you need to really enter this last week and enter the conference tournament on a positive note with?
Well, the nice thing was, you know, we didn't have that typical Thursday night start. Our kids were ready. We had spent a lot of time talking about it this week and preparing, and we didn't overlook Western. I mean, our kids, you know, listened and prepared themselves and got themselves ready and really got us off to a good start. And, you know, when you lose 3 games in a row, that's kind of the way it should be. You should say that's enough of that. And I thought that our kids played that way. I thought they started the game that way.
Coach, Clint joins Kai and Garrett in the 1,000-point club, and he does it as only a junior. What's your take on him getting there and having 3 on the same roster, which according to Ryan hasn't happened in like 40 years?
Yeah, you know, and I said that some of it has to do with just the longevity. I mean, all 3 of those guys got to play a lot when they were freshmen, and when they were freshmen, we counted on them heavily. And you know, generally in that case, guys are going to become, you know, big. They're going to score a lot of points, and then some of it is they're all really good basketball players. And you know, like I said about Kai and Garrett, and I'll say the same thing about Clint. They're doing that against the best talent that South Dakota State's ever played against, and so I think that you know, says a lot about how good of players they are.
Kai has another whole hum game for you guys, 15 points, 13 rebounds. Just seemed to really kind of maybe took notice to those 3 losses and put it to heart that this weekend, last time to play at home, he's going to step up for you guys.
Well, and that's what a senior should do for you. A kid is as talented as him. He's a senior, and you know, we need those guys to play big for us, particularly with Garrett out, and he did that. He's been really, you know, throughout the entire conference season, Kai's been so consistent. I mean, he is what I would call just one of the most efficient players I've ever coached, because you know, he can score so many points on so few shots. He's a tremendous rebounder. And you know, we can pretty much count on Kai to get you about 12 and 7 every night. I mean, it just happens every night. And that's, as a coach, that's what you need. You need to know what you're going to get out of a guy, and we've been getting it from Kai every night. He's been incredibly consistent.
Coach, although the seeding is not set, I believe this guarantees you in that 4 or 5 game Sunday and against IPFW, regardless of whether you're 4 or 5. What are your thoughts on that?
You're already going to the tournament.
Well, it's official now, so.
Well, you know, I think, you know, like I said before, I mean, it's 2 teams that play so similarly. They're the emotion offense and man-to-man defense, and I think that our philosophies are a lot the same. things in mind, and you know, the games have been tight and tough and physical, and you know, I don't expect any difference. You know, one thing I know about it, you know, and I don't think IPFW has any. I mean, I think, you know, Dane will have them ready, and I mean, it isn't like they're afraid to play South Dakota State in the tournament. You know, I think he really does a good job, and I know he'll have those kids ready.
Is it just a different feeling knowing you're going to be in the 4-5 game instead of the 2-7 though? I mean,
I don't know. You know, I kind of like playing the first night and having that extra night. You know, now we know if we're going to win, we got to go 3 games in a row, but you know, it's not that big a deal.
I guess a few people have kind of been asking if this team peaked at the wrong time. Just kind of a message to those people that says you guys are peaking at the right time, come to the conference tournament.
Well, I'm trying to figure out who comes up with all those terms. It's like one guy says it, it's almost like a rumor just spreads, and you know, momentum's very strange. And you know, we were playing very well, and all of a sudden we hit a skid, and we can play very well here again. I mean, it's you know, I mean, Western Illinois won 4 in a row, and now you know, I mean, all it has to have is you lose your focus for a second, and things can go in the wrong direction, and then all of a sudden negative thoughts can enter in, and things can go in a different direction. And so, you know, I've talked about this before. You look last year, we lost, I don't know, 4 games in a row or 3 games in a row to end the season, and we go in and we beat Oral Roberts and play great. And so, I don't buy into that much. You know, all this peaking, and I mean, when the tournament starts, we'll have the guys ready, and they'll be fresh.
On that note,